of the podcast. I've been excited to talk about this one. So our first thing everyone's talking about right now, Tekashi 6ix9ine getting out of jail. What are some of your thoughts about him and just in general? What do you think about him?
The king is back. That's what he said. He broke the Instagram Live record with 2 million Instagram Live viewers. He dropped a new music video, which got the most views ever, for 24 hours ever. He's under house arrest for 2 years, but he's back. We can expect some music from him. So
You know, you know what's crazy about that Instagram live record? I heard it was broken in 6 seconds.
jeez.
Old record held by Tory Lanez at 365,000, broken like that. I was hyped. I tuned in for the live stream. Uh, I I was shocked though when I heard him. He was just admitting to the snitching
Yeah,
allegations. He
yeah.
he, he really embraces it. I was like, okay. I mean, some of his reasoning for it, is he said that some of the other gang members and some of his friends that he snitched on, they stole millions of dollars from him. They said that he said that they tried to kill him. They tried to kidnap his mom. They were
He,
they were sleeping with the mother of his kid behind his back. I don't know about all that. I believe it. I'm not 100% sure on it because I don't know him or anything. But if that is all true, do you think it was fair of him to snitch on them, or do you think he should have stuck with the code and not said anything?
I don't know. Apparently, he's under house arrest for 2 years, so hopefully that keeps him safe. But he basically, what I heard him say was he wasn't raised in a gang or by these people. They just brought him up to fame. He's not a part of their gang, so he's fine snitching. If he only gets 2 years left, besides life in prison, he'll snitch. He said.
The
So
thing that confuses me is he's saying this now. He's saying I wasn't part of the gang. They rose me to the fame. They rose me to fame and things. But he really identified, with the Bloods and the
yeah,
gangs there in New York. And maybe he was just doing that to rise to the top.
maybe.
But if you're gonna build your brand off of gang affiliation, and then that's what everyone knows you for,
Yeah,
I think like I mean I'm not in his situation. I don't know if I would have snitched or not. But if you're gonna tie yourselves in with that, and you're gonna talk about gang code, and you're gonna talk about, like he even had verses in his songs about not being a snitch. Maybe you got to stick with that code. But he also said, and what a lot of people said was, we can blame him as much as we want for snitching. We can call him a rat, everything like that. But you don't know what it feels like till you're in that jail, and they're saying, hey, you're gonna be in here for life. So we don't know what that feels like. But a lot of people, it was surprising. A lot of people said that the judge was telling him he can't rap about gangs, he can't rap about anything related to the case, he can't rap about killing people, because apparently one of the charges he was put in jail for was he was hiring people to kill people for him,
Jesus.
which it's pretty crazy. And there's actually a video of him making a phone call. He's like in an interview, and he stops in the middle of the interview. He knows he's being recorded. He literally like calls like a hit on someone for someone to get killed. So it's just like, you got to be a little smarter than that. It's kind of crazy. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, it's like it's pretty crazy. But listening to the song Gooba right after I listened to the live stream, I went listened to it immediately. I was one of those 140 million people that have already listened to it.
Yeah,
But he talks about shooting. He talks about the gang. He rubs it in the face of all the people that were mad at him.
yeah.
Is that a smart decision on 6ix9ine's part?
The most prominent line to me was "I'll snitch, I don't care." That was basically what he said in one of the lines. And he better hire security. Is all I gotta say. And he better stay in his house for 2 years because I would not want all those game members coming after me.
I think the most prominent line, the most inspiring line in that whole song that really, really touched me was, "Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Huh?" I love that one. It speaks to the soul. It shows the kind of genius, the musical genius he is. That he can come up with lyrics like that.
Yeah,
It just shows how talented. It shows how talented this guy is. So,
yeah. We'll
uh,
see what happens.
yeah. The music video was definitely interesting. Let's touch on a few points. I was watching a review, and there's a lot of stuff I didn't realize before. Like, I know people were calling him a rat, but maybe I should have caught on with it. But he puts the umbrella down, the one that's in your background right now, and when he
Yeah,
lifts it up, it's a rat face over his. So he's embracing that like rat that has like I don't know that's kind of symbolizing him at the time. You know that people are using to represent him. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we'll see if he continues to use that in the future as like a logo or something. But you know, it was interesting to see that, and then it was interesting to see he had even more jewelry than usual. He had even more drip than usual. Like, so he's feeling confident. He's out. So we'll see if his music career keeps going up. I mean, he's got six number 1 singles. Like, that's insane.
That is true. He has six number one singles. I'm worried. I heard he bought four or five cars upon release. I heard he spent $1 million on that shark chain. It was the shark from Finding Nemo. He's spending all this money, and I don't know how much he makes, but I feel like rappers are signed with a label. The label takes half or more.
Yeah.
I just hope he's not spending all his money now um, to get a lot of attention, just because he's spent millions since he's come out. And I don't know how much he has in the bank account, but I feel like he might be overspending just a little bit. I know a lot of rappers make the mistake of overspending. They have a ton of money, so they just go spend it all. I hope that's not what he's doing, because honestly, if he gets charged again with anything, or if he makes a mistake in one of his music videos, he might not ever be able to make music again. So I think he needs to hold on to the money he has. It's a nice flex by 6ix9ine, but I think he needs to think long term, because this rap thing, it's not going to last forever. So
It's not, yeah.
yeah,
And even doesn't matter about the music quality. It's about the person. It's like about the clout you get. He basically has clout. It doesn't matter how bad the music is, as long as he has that clout. But when that clout goes away, his music's gonna be not as great, and that's what's gonna make him suffer in the long run. So
yeah, and it's crazy. His address. He's only been out for like he's been showing himself for like a week now. The live stream happened about a week ago, but his address has been leaked twice already by people on Snapchat. People walked by and they recognized. I don't know how people knew it, but some guy Snapchatted his house, and apparently he had to be moved like right away. And then apparently at his second house there was a gate, and you could see all of his cars, and you could tell they were his cars based on the paint job. And somebody Snapchatted that too. And I was watching the video. It didn't seem like they wanted to. It didn't seem like they knew what they were doing, because they were like, "Oh, look, it's 6ix9ine's cars. It's so crazy. Like, we found his house." It didn't seem like they were purposely trying to leak his address, but I think people, they really got to think through, like, hey, he's under house arrest right now. There's one of the biggest gangs in the world coming after him. Maybe be a little smarter about it. I feel kind of bad for him. I know he did the snitching. I know he's done other stuff, but to have to just pick up and move, within like after finding out someone leaked your address, that could definitely be frustrating. So
yeah, and in the music video, he also flaunted the ankle bracelet.
yeah, that
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 was
was
pretty
the
great.
that was the weirdest flex I've ever seen. I don't even know if it was a flex, but
I don't know. It might have been like, hey, you can't get me. I'm still. So we'll see what happens.
what I'm thinking is I just don't know if it's the smartest thing to rub it into the Blood's face. They're mad at him, and he comes back and he rubs it in their face more. He's probably spending millions on security, but there's thousands of those gang members around the world, so he should be careful. His life is more important than anything at the end of the day, so he's probably protecting that. But enough about